I'll give you an example of this. Incredible couple up in Seattle. They're filming a movie called Shut Up Dream Crusher. And her name is Saskia Dolores. Now, I met her at the first International Day of Juice Feasting last year, and she came up, she started crying, fell into my arms, and told me that I had saved her life. I don't know how to use a computer, and I get some of this every now and then, and I tend to get a little bit taken back by it because I get a little bit nervous that people are going to see me as some kind of guru or holy man or something. I'm just like you. I'm just like these two people here. You know, I'm human. I'm just a guy out there kind of, you know, scratch and sniff and what's going on, and let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But my God, man, to experience this with her. So I wasn't quite sure if, you know, I mean, you know, just wasn't quite sure. So I decided, well, she told me she had a husband. So I said, all right, cool. So I wanted to meet her husband. So told her I'd meet her and her husband at Thrive. It's a raw food restaurant up in Seattle. And I was in town that day, dropped my rig at the yard, and went on up to Thrive and met them. And I had what's called, I call it the living life force. What happens is, it's like an explosion of love coming out of my chest. It happened in about I think my third month of being raw, and it's just like, it was like an explosion. I don't know how to describe it. I was crying. I knew it was love. I had to pull my rig over. It was like nothing I had ever experienced before. Just this pure love, just exploding straight out, just straight out, and it freaked me out. It freaked me out. I was wondering if, you know, maybe this raw food stuff, maybe something's going whack, you know, and I'm getting over emotional here, you know. I mean, my God, you know. I had to pull my rig over to the side of the road, and I'm on a freeway, you know. And, I had questions about that. It's all good. Have all my fingers and toes, accident, incident free, no speeding tickets or nothing like that. I'm good on the driving end of things. It's happened many times to me. And thank God, Gabriel Cousins wrote about this thing called Kundalini, and he drew a picture of it in one of his books, and he called it a tornado love coming up. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, I can stop sweating it. It's good. I don't need to see a psychiatrist. I am okay. This has happened to another guy. So if this has happened to another person, there must be other people like this author that you know about this and are familiar with it. So it's okay. I just haven't ever heard of it. I don't understand it, but I do know how real it is because I'm living it. So anyway, what has happened since then is when I can feel it actually start to move in my chest and starts to turn. And I just found out a while, about maybe 6-8 months ago, a little bit longer, some people have told me some things about these things called chakras. The chakra, the first person that told me about a chakra, I mean, I had this big image of like a colored pink and blue chalk, like you put on, you know, I'm thinking, no, that's not what I'm experiencing, you know. And she's got tears coming up to her eyes, and she told me I'm experiencing this chakra stuff. And I'm thinking of chalk, you know. But it really is just utterly amazing stuff. I just found out a few weeks ago that these chakras spin, right? And I'm always going like this with Teresa, Beauty, Elegance, and Grace, a close friend of mine, and others when I explain to them, well, because they ask me, well, what is this living life force like, Dave? How do I do this? I go, I don't know. I just feel it start to move. It starts to actually crank up in my heart. I can feel it move, and then I know I'm supposed to go in that direction. It didn't happen overnight. It happened a whole bunch of times before, and I'm kind of like sitting there figuring out, oh, okay, I'm supposed to go over here, and I'm supposed to go over here. But the really profound one, where it all came together for me, was meeting Saskia Dolores and having her ask me to be in her movie, and feeling that just explosive love start to churn in my chest at Thrive when I met her and her husband the second time. And after that, it became very clear to me, man. I start talking to people. I got people coming up to me with, they want to do this, they want to do that. It's a great idea. It's cool. You know, I'll talk to them. But you know what? If I don't feel that living life force, I ain't moving toward it, because I want to go toward the living life force. I want to go toward that explosive love. You know, the Christians would call it God. The Jews would call it God also. But you know, not a Christian, that's a Muslims would call it Allah. The Baha, I don't know what the Baha'u'llah would call it, but it's very real, and it's absolutely very incredible. It's had a profound effect on my life, and I know I'm kind of taking your bloggers through raw food as well as what has happened to me on a spiritual level. I'm just feeling that living life force doing this when I walked in here, when we walked in the front door, and I made the decision then to do this. And just so you guys know, I didn't talk about any of this type of stuff, these other things happening to me. I'm afraid of what my family would think about, and this and that, and I wasn't even sure what was going on or if I needed to see a psychiatrist for a while. But a really close friend of mine, excuse me, she lives in Virginia, and I met her also at Thrive, and her third eye started to open up around me, and I was so, it had already happened to 2 or 3 other people. It's not because you're holy or you're guru or nothing like that. It has to do with vibrational senses, and people, sometimes we don't even realize it. We'll be attracted to someone that's a healer, or we'll be attracted to someone whose life, you know, looks a lot better than ours. Not necessarily because it looks better than ours. Sometimes there's things that are going on a vibrational level that we don't even understand why we're picking up and moving toward this area or that area. But you know, it's very real is what I'm trying to communicate to you in my life. Teresa, I call her beauty, elegance, and grace all rolled up into one incredible human being. The first day I saw her, this woman took my breath away. I mean, I literally stopped in my tracks. We're very close, personal, good friends, and she's my business partner. Never went that direction, but I will tell you this. We call it the whoosh, and she already knew when she met me. She had the whoosh, but not in a. I was thinking, you know, hey, you know, soulmate. But she had already. There's several different types of whooshes, and I was looking at that energetic, or feeling that energetic healer whoosh that she had, but I didn't understand it. I actually feel these things now, and I'm starting to learn how to tune into them, if you will.